I'm Lacey Hunt with the Atlanta Revival Center, and we're here tonight just to talk to some young people about purity and what purity means to them. We wanted to share that with you because we thought we found some things that might blow your mind. So Jade, tell us, what is purity to you?
Well, purity for me is walking with Jesus Christ, walking with Him so close that you can feel Him. You know, you can listen to when He wants you to move, when He wants you to stop, and having a pure heart.
Melody, what does purity mean to you?
Purity, I don't know. It means waiting. For me, it means waiting for the right person, and it means not leading someone else into temptation and leading them astray from the Lord.
If you could describe purity in one word, what would it be?
Exciting.
Exciting. Oh my goodness gracious. Tell me why.
Because I get to save myself for one special person, and I can always wait and hope that He's saving Himself for me. And it's an adventure. I mean, the Lord is just like, He's like my husband and my friend. And so I get to spend a lot of time with Him rather than some random guy that could do who knows what to me.
And why is that better? For those that are sitting there going, she just said that Jesus is her husband and she likes spending time with Him better than hanging out with a guy. Tell us why that's better than dating someone.
The Lord is so dependable, whereas a guy is not. He can be so flaky. He can tell you one thing and do another, but the Lord keeps His promises, and He's not a man that He should lie. So if He says He's going to do something, or He tells me, you know, He is my husband, He's really going to be there for me, and He's really going to follow through on things.
Okay, so Jade, tell us how purity relates to your life on an everyday basis.
Well, purity for me on an everyday basis, I'm not going to lie, it can be hard. You know, for me, I think I'm not going to date around. When it comes to guys, that situation, I'm not going to date around because I don't want to waste my time. I'm going to be waiting on the Lord, just waiting to hear His voice when He wants me to go and pursue a relationship. In the meantime, for me, I think going on mission trips, hanging out with the youth, mentoring young girls, just doing different things, that's an awesome way for me to stay pure.
Okay, well, Melody, what was the thing that really changed your mind about the whole dating situation, and what was it that made you start believing God for a husband?
And she was talking about how when you date, you give part of yourself to someone. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I really should wait because, you know, I remember my mom telling me the same thing, but I kind of forgot about it. And I never really understood it too much, but Chelsea gave kind of more of an analogy, and I kind of understood it more. So I was like, okay, you know, Lord, you know what's best for me, and you have something greater and better than anybody I could possibly date unless He is my husband. So I will just wait because I'm waiting for a reason.
So Chelsea, to you, is purity only about waiting for a husband, or is there more to it?
I definitely think that there's a lot more to it. It's not only just waiting for my husband and not dating, it's also keeping my mind pure and keeping my mind on the Lord and on heavenly things, only thinking on lovely and pure and noble things. And also keeping my heart pure. If I were to date, not just being sexually pure, but in my mind and my heart, I keep myself from imagining things or imagining being with another person or being with another guy if I'm spending time with the Lord.
So what is your thoughts on dating?
That dating is a process when you've already met that person, and until you meet that person, to sit and wait on the Lord. Date Christ, don't date people.
Now Jade, what would happen if a guy came along and he was really cute and he caught your eye and he really, really loved the Lord?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Well, Lacey, that's kind of hard. I think the best thing for me to do is to walk in the Spirit and not in the flesh. Flesh Jade would be like, hey, how you doing? My name is Jade. Can I have your number? You know, well, I probably wouldn't ask for his number, but I would want him to ask for my number. But I think the best thing for me to do, I would just start praying and seeking God and finding out, Lord, is this the one that you have for me? Because when you're with a person, that's lifelong. That's forever. And I just would want to make sure that he's the right one. So I definitely would pray and seek and ask God if he's the one.
And if you didn't hear anything from the Lord, what would you do?
I would stop dead in my tracks, because if I'm not hearing anything, I'm not going to go forward, because I want to be in his perfect will, and I wouldn't know if that's his perfect will.
Chelsea, I have a scenario for you.
Okay.
Let's say a very handsome, very full of Jesus man walked into church one day and he caught your eye. What would you do?
First of all, I would probably look away and silently be like, "Oh Lord, what would you have me do?" And second, I would probably, if it was like during worship, I would probably just continue worshiping, and I would definitely be excited, because men who are on fire for the Lord, they really make me excited, and I'm like, yes.
Now, would you invest any emotions into him before you heard from the Lord?
Definitely not. I would even be careful, even in a friendship, sharing my heart with them and sharing what I'm about with them and sharing secrets with them, just because they may take it the wrong way. And those are intimate things in my heart that don't need to be shared with anyone other than my husband or my family or the Lord. I definitely wouldn't invest any emotional.
Well, Drew, how will you know who your wife is when she comes if you aren't out dating?
Well, I've already had 3 different instances where the Lord has shown me something that was shortly to come to pass through images, thoughts, and dreams. And I trust him that when I meet her, he will confirm it through those things, and that there will be a resonating in my spirit and in hers as well, to where we will be friends. And though we are just friends, we will quickly begin to see what the Lord has foreordained. And then, after praying together as a group with other people, as we hang out, we will begin to see more of what the Lord is pulling us towards, and then be able to take that risk and take that step that he has ordained.
Now, we've heard a couple of the ladies we've interviewed today say that the Lord would prophetically show them things about their husband. What does that mean? For somebody who's sitting out in the audience and maybe they don't have, this is the first time they've ever heard anything about this, what does prophetically mean?
Prophetically, as most of you know, is something that's edifying, that would build you up. And the Lord can speak prophetically in so many ways. He can speak through dreams, through visions. He can even speak to you prophetic words, and he can speak through other people. And actually, the Lord has told me things about my husband through all of those ways. It's pretty exciting.
Okay, so what would you say to the people who are sitting there going, what is she talking about? This is just so irrelevant to my life. There's no possible way I can control my emotions and not date.
Well, I would have to say that love is a strong emotion, and the Lord knows that. And I believe he wants to be a part of everything. And I know it's hard, during your young years, you may say, I want to date around, but the heart is a fragile thing. And I believe when you date around, you give a little piece of your heart everywhere. So when you do get married, you want to be whole in heart. So I would say seek the Lord. Find out, God, is this the right time for me to start dating? Should I go out with this guy? Should I kiss this guy? God, because God cares about it. He cares about every detail. And you want to come in your marriage with purity, with a whole heart. And it feels so good when you do that. God knows what he's doing when he said to wait on him. So I believe if you wait on him, you'll have the best life ever.
Now, Jade, how old are you?
I'm 24.
24. And have you met your husband yet?
I have not met my husband yet, but I believe he's coming soon. But I'm not in a hurry, and I have to remind myself that every day. I'm not perfect.